week 2, day 3 of my practice diary. So today my objectives were to learn open chords and learn and know the formulas of the open chords and how they relate to each other. And then after that, to kind of make my own progressions and get used to the new fingerings of the new chords that I've learned. I wanted to learn Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood, to enhance my blues capability. And I wanted to learn Back to You by John Mayer. So those are the things that before I practiced, set out to do, and I eventually actually practiced. So the first thing I did obviously was a warm-up. I spent around 4 minutes doing warm-ups, 5 minutes, and all I do is just hand rotations and stretches, and I also do chromatic scales just to warm up my fingers individually. So yeah, chromatic scales, you know, ascending and then descending as well, just to warm up my fingers. I also have Always with You by Joe Satriani as one of my warm-up songs, because it really stretches your fingers, so it warms up your hands very well. I would normally play it a lot slower than that, but I was kind of rushing. So I did my warm-ups for 5 minutes, and then I went straight on to I had a guitar lesson earlier during today, so my teacher taught me some open chords that I never learnt as a beginner, because now I'm doing grade 7 acoustic. I'm normally an electric player, but the last 6 months or so I've been really, working on my acoustic skills, and I've never learnt proper guitar chords, like the open chords. I know how to play like bar chord versions of like diminished chords and minor 7th, major 7ths, major 6, major 9s, minor 9s, all them basically, but I can only play them as bar chord versions or other inversions. So my teacher decided to teach me the open chord versions today. So these are the chords I learned. I learned up to sus2 chords, so above everything, let's have a look. Everything above my finger I learnt, everything below I haven't learnt yet. So if you can see the chords there, which I hope you can, those are the chords I learnt today. So they include sus chords, minor 7th chords, major 7th chords. So I'll just give you a few examples of the chords that I learnt. So you've got A major 7 here, you've got D major 7, you've got C major 7, you've got F major 7, and you've got A minor 7, D minor 7, that's not D minor 7, D minor 7 there, and then E minor 7 there, A sus2, D sus2, I spent around 10 minutes learning them, and the reason why it took me so long, as a challenge, my guitar teacher didn't actually give me any chord charts at all. He gave me the chords, so he gave me this sheet of paper and he said, go and learn them yourself basically. He did it in the lesson, he was making sure that I was getting the right fingerings, but he wanted me to learn the chords myself with the knowledge of formulas, and like for example, one of the first chords I learned was, we did an A sus2, which is this chord here. With my knowledge of music, I know that that's the A, so that's a root. We have a D string here, which is the 5th. And your 2nd is here. Let me just clarify what I said. So this is an A sus2 chord, and the formula for this would be an A, and then it's a 5th, which is a D, an A, so that's a 5th. You have another A here, so another root, and then you have a 2nd. A sus2 chord is neither a minor or a major, so it doesn't have a 3rd. So it has, the formula is 1, 5, 1, 2. So it's just stuff like that I had to figure out myself, so that's why it took me so long. So I did around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 chords, just kind of figuring them out myself, basically. But I already knew the standard C, A, G, E, D, F, and I knew them chords. But it's just the extensions that I didn't know, that I never learnt. So I spent 10 minutes doing that, 4 minutes on the warm-ups. Next thing I practiced, I paused the video, sorry about that, was making my own progressions, because I needed to get used to the fingerings of the chords. So I just made a chord progression in the key of C, and it's just trying to go through every single chord that I learned. So that only really took me about 4 minutes, just to kind of write a bunch of chords down on a piece of paper and then eventually play them. I spent around 5 minutes on that, just kind of playing the chords. So the progression I made here was just C, and then I'm just kind of making the progression I have is here. So instead of me just playing the chords, here's the written element of it. If you can, hopefully you can see that. Okay, and then after that, I learned. So after I made so I've spent 4 minutes on the warm-ups, 10 minutes on my open chords, and about 5 minutes making my own chord progressions. And then after I decided to learn a little bit of Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood, I'll pause the video and go get my electric guitar. So this is what I'd learnt today so far with Texas Flood by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Play it really slow. So the thing that I really struggled with was the kind of the slide from the first section to the second section of the intro. So it goes, and it slides into the 8th fret of the A string. Because it's on the 8th fret, it's kind of going from 8. No, sorry, not 8th fret. Sorry, the 10th fret, and then it goes to the 7th fret of the D string. It was kind of confusing me. I couldn't. I kept sliding to the 7th fret instead, so I was always one note out. And even though it's only one note out, it does sound quite off. I'll give you an example of what I meant. It makes a huge difference playing one note down, so I had to really concentrate and kind of remember to hit the 10th fret of the D string. Because you kind of slide from nowhere. I've got the tab and it doesn't really explain where to slide. It just has a slide sign, so that's what was confusing me. So that's the first line there. Basically the first 2 lines is what I've learnt so far. You can see, hopefully. So yeah, I was struggling with that, so to overcome that problem I had just to focus and play it really slow. I wasn't playing it with a track, I was playing it around half speed, going really slow. The fingerings is actually quite awkward for this song. It's quite wide fingering. So yeah, I'd spent around maybe 10 minutes on that. So that was my practice diary for today.